Well, LCS Week 1 is done, but I'm joined right now by Sneaky from Cloud9, one of two teams who went undefeated this weekend. The other, of course, being FlyQuest, which would you consider them like a sister team, or what do you think of FlyQuest whenever you imagine them?
Cloud9 White.
Cloud9 White. Okay, white. That's the color you went with.
I mean, it spawned out of like the Reddit thread, I think.
Oh, okay.
Some people were telling me on my stream, they're like, "What do you think of Cloud9 White doing so well?" I'm like,
Yeah.
Cloud9 White, what?
Yeah. I did see I think Nick Allen was the one who copy pasted a quote which was like, "Cloud9 best team in LCS. Cloud9 isn't even the best Cloud9 in the LCS," which was a Reddit comment. What do you think of that?
Maybe true. We'll have to see. I don't think we play them until like a few weeks in, so maybe we can keep up our records and get a pretty hype match.
Yeah. I mean, I think a lot of people, including myself, are a little surprised by how well FlyQuest is performing. Not to say anything against them, but I mean, Hai and Lemon, both players that had previously retired. I remember we did an interview at Worlds 2015. I was talking to Lemon about this, where he was like, "I'm retiring," and you're like, "I don't believe you." And it turns out that I guess you were right, because he only barely retired for a year. But are you surprised at all to see them doing so well?
I'm not too surprised by it, because we scrimmed them a decent amount, and they looked really strong in like their team play aspects. They would just be all over the map together, like kind of just the Hai thing, like the Hai way to play. And then as long as they can keep up, like I think specifically like Hai's mechanics, like if you can keep up his champion pool, the ban system shouldn't hurt him that much, because you can still pick like your mid in the first 3 picks. So if he can keep up his mechanics, then yeah, they're super good, because just Hai in general like can control a team really well.
Do you think you are more apt to scrim them? Is there any kind of connection between the two teams, or is it literally they're just like any other team in the LCS?
Oh, we just look for like the best scrims possible, and they may end up being the best scrims possible soon enough.
Other than that, why do you think it is that the two of your two teams, have been the only ones to make it out of Week 1 undefeated?
Well, Envy's roster was pretty weird first week.
Yeah.
Because they had like Ninja Jungle, and they didn't have. Who did they not have?
Lyra.
Yeah. Kira.
Yeah, I'm thinking about Worlds. Yeah, no, Kira was a player at Worlds.
It's also Death Note.
I don't watch anime. I'm not a weeaboo like you.
I just started watching it.
Yeah. Well, I'm sure the Crunchyroll sponsorship from way back when. Anyway, the point is they didn't have him
right now.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
Got them recently.
Oh, congratulations.
Thank you.
Jack bringing the throwback. All right, but enough of your sponsor plugging. So you think, okay, so Envy had a weird roster, but that's their excuse. Anybody else?
No, I mean, Team Liquid looked pretty strong, and they beat them fair and square. I didn't get to see the games because we were playing the same time. Right. But, yeah, should be pretty legit wins. And then TSM looked pretty, like, slumpy. I don't know exactly why. I don't know if it was Sven and Bjerg just not playing, like, up to their, like, insane levels that they're normally at. But, yeah, it was just weird games overall from a lot of the teams.
Yeah. I was talking to Stixay, I think, was it earlier today? Today's been so long. I think it was today. And he was saying that he feels as though last year, holistically, he was maybe oftentimes top 2 AD carry in the LCS. He said that this year he would like to solidify that position, that he'd just be number 1. What do you think of that, and do you think there's a chance that he'll be able to accomplish that?
It's a pretty weird statement overall, because why not just say like top 1 instead of top 2?
No, I'm saying like he wants to be
like
number
before.
1 this. Yeah, before he was top 2, he says.
Yeah.
But this year he'd like to be top 1.
Yeah, for sure. But I mean, it's all about like the team play. Like if they can play well as a team, because you can't really shine that hard as AD carry right now. Like the most you can do is just initiate things. Like the Ashe is the most picked champion for AD, and you just throw an arrow out. It's not like you're really like playing any differently besides other AD players. You're just finding the opportunities, and if your team creates them well for you, you can set up the right arrows. So it's a pretty weird meta to try to be like the best AD, like far and above. So I don't know. It's a weird statement, I think, and I think there's like a bunch of tier lists coming out about the AD players.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just talk, like people are just trying to see how others think about the rankings of everyone, and it's legit since Doublelift's gone, and you kind of have to have that thing go, because he's been always voted to the top by like the fans for like who's the best, even when C9 was doing really well, and like TSM without Doublelift, like Wild Turtle, even then like they'd always vote him for some reason, which always didn't make sense to me. So it's always going to be super weird.
Yeah. Do you think there is like he's left a vacuum that is all the AD carries are searching to fill? Like, all right, that guy's off of the board. Like, let's figure out who's going to be our guy.
I mean, it's not really too much of a thing that matters because if you look at Korea, like Bang and Prey, like they're both super good. Like, are you really going to say one's better than the other? Like, no, they're just both super good.
I'm sure a lot of fans would.
I mean, if you enjoy one guy better than the other, yeah, you can say like, oh, Sneaky's better than this guy. So, yeah, it's fun to talk about, that kind of saying.
All right, so talking a little bit about AD carries, are you two questions here. One, are you happy with the state of the AD carry meta?
It's really similar to what it was last year, just utilities. There's like Jen, Ashe. Varus has come back. He kind of came back randomly. I mean, they gave him an attack speed buff on his passive, and I just tried that out in solo queue. It felt really well, and then it felt really good, and then there was like everyone playing him. So it's about what it was for a while now. And then like before last year, there was actually I think it was spring last year. There was like Callista for a long time. I don't think she's really coming back right now. She's decent, but not like amazing above the other ones. It'd only be if every top AD carries banned. Yeah. So it's interesting, and Ziggs is pretty cool. I like the Ziggs aspect because, I mean, I played like Dota and Han for a long time, and there was never like a set carry. Like there wasn't an AD carry in the game always. It's just kind of like a team comp thing, and I like that Ziggs can fit down the bot lane. I actually really liked Mord too, like the concept. Even though he was insanely broken,
right.
I think it's really cool that he could be a melee in the bot lane and be able to carry. So I'd like to see them do more of that kind of stuff.
And then I think anytime people talk about the bot lane right now, there's obviously conversations to have around not only the 10-ban system, but also that the bot lane seems to be where we're seeing a lot of the attention go during the pick and ban phase. What do you think of that situation and kind of 10 bans in general?
Well, 10 bans are really fun because you can create a lot of interesting scenarios with your last two picks. There's a lot more strategic depth than there was before. And now, I mean, your champion pool has to be a bit larger. Like, we've been playing Shen a lot, and even though he may not be like the best champion ever, he's still pretty good. Mm-hmm. And there's going to be a lot of champions like that coming out. The bans on purple are pretty weird right now. You have to do Rengar, Camille, LeBlanc. So hopefully that gets changed, and I think we'll see a lot more dynamic stuff happen where maybe one guy could get completely target banned and be put on a really not comfortable champion for them. So it'll see more progression as patches come in.
Now, finally, I just want to ask, you have to watch FlyQuest play. You look over, you see Lemon, your old guy, playing with Alltech, Johnny Rue. Is there any amount of jealousy that you get whenever you see that? Does it hurt a little bit on the inside?
Yeah, I didn't want them to retire. Yeah. I actually heard someone tweeted at me that there was a mic check thing where Lemon was talking about like me sneezing on him because every time I sneeze, I go like this, and Lemon sits to the right of me, so like I'd sneeze on his arm all the time. I don't know why they were talking about it, but it's pretty funny. Like he's still thinking of me.
Oh, okay, yeah, I see. Yeah, do you think that there's any element of it like he didn't actually want to retire, he just had to retire so that you could find somebody else so that then he could find somebody else?
No more sneezing.
Yeah, no more sneezing. Anything you want to say to any of the Cloud9 fans out there?
Thanks for watching.
You can check out the rest of our coverage of all things esports here at Yahoo Esports.